Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the English Chinese News Bulletin on the Nam Province Essential Television Channel. On May 16th, at the government headquarters, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính and Prime Minister Bethongthang Shinawatra held talks and co-chaired the 4th Vietnam-Thailand Joint Cabinet meeting. With strong determination and consensus from both countries' high leaders, Vietnam and Thailand officially declared the elevation of their bilateral relations to a comprehensive strategic partnership. This marks a new chapter in history of Vietnam-Thailand relations, reflecting long-term vision, strategic trust, and shared operation for a closer and more sustainable future. On that basis, the two sides agreed to promote cooperation under three main pillars: partnership for sustainable peace, partnership for sustainable development, and partnership for a sustainable future. At the end of the meeting, both sides adopted a joint statement on upgrading the bilateral relationship to a comprehensive strategic partnership. They also witnessed the signing of 8 cooperation documents in economics, security, and education, and held a press conference to announce the outcomes of the 4th Vietnam-Thailand Joint Cabinet meeting. Continuing the program of the 9th sessions of the 15th National Assembly, on May 16th, the National Assembly discussed in the whole the draft resolution on a number of special mechanisms and policies to create breakthroughs in the construction and organization of law enforcement. According to the abundance of draft resolution, the estimated purchase for drafting a new code or replacing an existing code from drafting to adoption is set at $20 billion. The cost for a new law or replacement law is $18 billion. For amendments and settlements to a code, the cost is $10 billion. And for amending laws that restrict human and civil rights under the Constitution, the cost is $9 billion. Of this amount, 70% is allocated for drafting, appraisal, and submission, while 30% is reserved for review and approval. In response to questions from National Assembly deputies, Minister of Justice Nguyễn Hải Ninh stated that the drafting agencies will review and adjust the purchase estimates to better align with common standards and ensure that they are not disproportionately higher than those for other tasks. On May 16th, Parliament Deputy Secretary of Provincial Park Committee and Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Mr. Võ Tấn Đức, together with Vice Chairwoman Nguyễn Thị Hoàng, chaired a meeting with leaders of departments and localities on adjustment to district-level land use planning until 2030. Concluding the meeting, Chairman Võ Tấn Đức requested that Long Khánh City and Biên Hòa City urgently review and complete the overall urban planning documents. All localities must finalize the just district-level land use planning dossiers before June 30th. If submission occurs after June 30th, they must report the reasons and report specific land management solutions to avoid disruptions when two-tier local government system is implemented from July 1st. Regarding land planned for industrial development, although the land has been allocated for more than 18,500 hectares for industrial use by 2030, only 8,000 hectares have been invested in infrastructure and put into use. Localities are urged to focus on building industrial parks to create land reserve for investment attraction. On May 16th, Chairman Võ Tấn Đức and Vice Chairman Hồ Văn Hòa of Nam Province held a meeting with leaders of departments and localities on adjusting the master plan for the urban planning of the Nam Province until 2045. According to the planning approved by the Prime Minister, by 2025, Nhân Trạch will be classified as a Grade 3 urban area and Long Thanh as Grade 4. By 2030, Đồng Nai is expected to have 2 Grade 2 cities, Long Khánh and Nhân Trạch, 1 Grade 3, Long Thanh, 7 Grade 4, and 8 Grade 5 towns. However, current plans for several urban areas such as Biên Hòa, Trảng Bom, Nhân Trạch, Long Thanh, and Long Khánh are about 3 months behind schedule. To prevent delays in implementation, the Provincial Chairman Task Department of Construction will drafting a proposal for a meeting with the Ministry of Construction to coordinate with the Department of Justice to review and eliminate any outdated or conflicting regulations under new urban and rural planning laws. In response to the requirement to supervise e-invoicing for petrol sales per transaction, the Regional Tax Department number 15 is currently inspecting several petrol stations across Đồng Nai, Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu, Bình Thuận, and Ninh Thuận provinces. Tax officers are checking the full process of connecting fuel pumps directly to the system to automatically issue electronic invoices to customers. Mr. Nguyễn Đình Khang, manager of petrol station number 19, said, at the beginning, there were many challenges because the customers were unfamiliar with the process of automatic invoicing from the pump, but things have now stabilized. Most businesses and petrol stations have strictly complied with regulations on issuing e-invoices for each transaction. Mr. Trần Thanh Tùng, director of tiếng, ngày Petroleum JSC, shared, this process has brought significant benefits and has been implemented very smoothly. Mr. Đậu Đức Anh, Deputy Director of Tax Department Region 15, stated, this time we are inspecting 4 stations and 232 enterprises. Basically, most are following the regulation properly. For any station found intentionally violating or failing to issue e-invoices for each sale, the tax center will recommend revocation of their business license by the competent authority. Summer is also the time when dangerous infectious diseases in children increase. The most common are still dengue fever and hand-foot-mouth disease. At the Nigerian hospital, the number of children with dengue fever and hand-foot-mouth disease is not high, but there have been severe cases. One child recently recovered from dengue shock. Though still weak, the child can now eat and is under observation. If stable, the child will follow soon. Ms. Võ Thị Diễm Châu from Vĩnh An Town, Vĩnh Cổ District said, my child had a high fever for 4 to 5 days at home. One night, the fever spiked so high that I had to bring the baby in. The doctor diagnosed dengue fever. Dr. Nguyễn Thanh Quyền, head of infectious diseases department, shared, thanks to early detection and treatment within 24 hours following the protocol, the child gradually stabilized. Currently, the department is treating around 40 cases of dengue and hand-foot-mouth diseases. Ms. Dương Thị Hương from Thành phố Cam said, at first the fever went out with medicine, then it returned and red spot appeared. We took her in and they say it's hand-foot-mouth disease. She's much better now. Doctors advise hand washing remain the most effective to prevent infection. Additionally, wearing masks in crowded places and seeking timely medical attention at the first signs of illness are crucial for children's health.